Hi, Gospel Guitarist here with another review of a new toy that I got for Christmas. Um, it looks a little bit not standard. Some of the bling's been removed and some things been added. And normally this guitar came with chrome pickups and did not have the biscuit on the switch. The chrome knobs are probably going to go. So if you don't like all the bling on these guitars, you can remove it, and there are standard black pickups underneath the chrome pickup rings. So what I have here is a high performance Gibson Les Paul Cherry faded, and if you can see from the lighting here that it is not completely filled and it is not completely dull. It has a gloss finish to it. I've only polished this using some normal guitar polish, and it shined up quite a bit. It's not a completely shiny guitar by any means. You don't have to worry about the finish, and it's nice to have that freedom without all the bling of a Les Paul standard. This is the first one I've ever owned of a finished, of a faded series, and I'm falling in love with this guitar really quick. Some of the features of this guitar has, well, enemy number one for Gibson purists, it does have the G-force on the back, which I dealt with quite a bit when I was setting the guitar up for myself and changing strings. I can't say enough unpositive things about the manual. It's going to be a struggle to learn how to use it, but I'm going to give it a fair shake. Because I think it could be handy. Sometimes when I want to do alternate tunings, yeah, I have a really quick ear, but I don't know, maybe this is quicker. I'm not sure. I've heard both sides of the game, and I want to experience it for myself, and that's what you need to do as well. The other feature is the high performance chrome truss rod cover. It has a titanium 0 fret, which is adjustable and locks. So the earlier ones, I guess they just had the 2 screws that you can adjust, but the nut didn't lock. This one locks. It has a center screw that locks it, I guess. I haven't messed with it a whole lot. It does have a wider fretboard this way. You get a little bit more space between the strings, and it's extremely comfortable for fingerstyle playing. Which I do a lot of. And by the way, the pickups are 61 rhythm and a 61 treble, and I'm in love with the sound of the neck pickup. I absolutely love it. Still trying to get used to the tone and brightness of the 61T. Jury's still out. Depending on what kind of genre you're into, if you're into like hair metal, this is definitely going to do it for you. It's really bright sounding. I thought maybe just all the bling made it bright, or that it shipped probably with Gibson pure nickels, which I never play on nickel strings, and they're going to be brighter too. So right now I have the Dario 1046s on it, just your standard set, and I like the tension better. It feels better. The tone has improved a little bit. The fretboard, as I said earlier, they did add a little width. The frets are rolled, the edge of the fretboard and the frets are rolled. The rolled part of the fret, they're completely a half circle. They didn't just shave it a little bit. They really rounded these frets, so they feel nice and broken in and worn. The neck feels like I've been playing this for years. I've always heard about the rolled necks, but I don't believe I've ever owned a rolled neck. I might have played a few strats with rolled necks, and you know how they can just feel like they're 40 years old. And this guitar neck feels really, really sweet to me. It's got a C profile on it. Going up the neck also, well, I should mention also that Gibson plecked the frets, so everything is extremely CNC bored down to being flat and level. The action on this thing is just amazing. I think I have it down to almost about 2/64 of an inch. And I don't get fret buzz. This thing is really, really nice. The other thing, Gibson polished the frets. I polished them again, and they came off. I had some dirt, but it turned out pretty good. The frets are nice and shiny, and they feel great. As we go up the neck, we also, which is going to be hard to see on camera, so I got to try to angle this. Right here, you've got the shaved part of the neck, so that when you go to play, normally on Les Paul you hit that big stump. The heel is huge, and they have completely eliminated the heel, so you can just slide right up this thing, and it's not unlike other designs by Schecter and other companies. If you've watched my videos, you know I'm a Schecter guy, and it feels really nice and smooth. There's absolutely no problem at all getting to your highest 22nd fret on this guitar. One of the other features is that it has the knurled knobs. They're not just chrome, but they have these little knurls on them. And I've grown to really like the switch because it's got an aircraft quality switch. I don't know if it's a switchcraft, but they say it's an aircraft quality, whatever that means. It seems to have a shorter throw than the normal switchcraft. And with the knurled knob on it, it really goes where you want it to go when you want it to go there. And it feels nice and firm. Like I said, the knurled knobs down here, I'm just not a UFO guy. I'm just really not into too much chrome. I'm a traditional Les Paul player. I like it to look like a Les Paul, not some modern gizmo of electronics and weirdness. The only thing that's staying on this guitar for me is the stuff that actually works. The zero nut. The good new switch. The electronics are all plug and play. So when you pull pickups out, you just plug them in. I have opened this up, and it is just a circuit board with everything soldered to it. At the moment, I'm wondering, can I change the tones out for different frequencies? That kind of stuff I haven't investigated just yet, but I'm sure videos on that will be coming. The other features that they've incorporated in the high performance is the saddle has also titanium saddles within the bridge, and there are locking mechanisms on the bridge so that when you change your strings, your bridge doesn't move and you don't lose your setup. Same with the tailpiece. It also locks down so that when you pull, the typical Les Paul, the tailpiece goes flying, right? So no more of that. I'm really liking the pickups. I don't know if I'm just not used to playing through this rig right now. I'm running through a Boss ME50 into a Jazz Chorus 120. Loving the clean tones off the neck, of course, but I also like tube distortions. I'm trying to get a distortion that kind of cuts it for you, but I just really don't like digital distortions. Even the analog ones. I like tube distortion, but to each his own. The fit and finish of the guitar is really, really nice. It has a nice feel. It's solid. This one is flawless. I have not found any things dense, or it came set up beautifully right out of the box. The other feature it has is the new snap-on, snap-off. Kind of like the lights, but a little different. Snap-on, snap-on. So if you like this look, you can go with this look. If you like the pick guard like I do, then you can snap it back on. Other than that, the pickups, as you've probably heard, some of the rhythm pickups, I'm using a Naltex Jazz 3 pick. So you can hear the front pickup a little bit here. No, I'm not going to play Guns N' Roses. But I do want to turn off all my effects, so... right here. It's got a jazzy thing. So the neck pickup is really smooth out. I don't roll it back a lot myself. Like I say, I'm just more of a picker. And I usually use a chorus, so. And the jazz chorus's box is dead, so I have to go through ME50. I have my pickups backed off at about almost a quarter of an inch, probably around 3/8 of an inch or so, as well. Both pickups, I am a sus2 fan here. It's all because of Alex Lifeson, so. To the treble pickup. So the distortion on the treble pickup, I'll take just the distortion itself. So you can hear it's really, really raspy to me. Roll it off a little bit. So that's just the back. The rhythm pickup is a little bit thicker, but it doesn't get too muddy. Front's got a nice chunky sound to it. Not the best play in the world, but you get the idea of what the guitar sounds like. It's got an edge to these pickups that I had 57s in my what did I have? I had a Les Paul Tribute T a couple of years ago, and there's a video on that guitar as well. And I thought the 57s were bright, and this guitar edges that one out a little bit as far as the bright tones. So I don't know what exactly is attributing to that. I don't know if it's the caps in the tone control section or if it's just the direct board mounting or what, but there's a lot of force getting energy in these pickups. And from what I've read, a lot of people like them. And for, you know, about $1,000, $900 to $1,100, depending on where you get these, I would say this is one Gibson that don't turn away because it's got dots on the fretboard or it doesn't have all the bling. I've always been a bling guy when it comes to Les Pauls, and I just, you know, when I seen the description of this one, I really wanted to try it out. And so many thanks to my wonderful girlfriend who bought this for me for my Christmas present. and questioned me 100,000,000 questions on which Les Paul I wanted. So I'm sorry for a longer than normal video, but I just wanted to do a little bit of playing on it. It's a nice guitar. I think it's well worth the money, and for the Gibson bashers out there, sorry, but this is a quality machine right here. And the tuners, the jury's still out on those. If things don't improve on how the ease of use of this, it's really capable. There's a lot to this. I mean, it's just not, hit a button, it tunes your guitar. This thing does a lot of stuff. And if you don't set it up, if you don't calibrate it, that's why you're going to have problems with tuning. It needs to be calibrated to whatever strings you're using. Video series is coming on the tuner. I'm going to try to do the best I can on clarifying how to get it calibrated, how to remove strings, how to put strings on, because they're motorized and you shouldn't be turning these when it's turned on. You can do it when it's turned off, but they got the other one last point I wanted to mention is on the new tuning system, there's a ridge in the middle of the post that locks the string down. I mean, it doesn't lock physically like a locking tuner, but it almost performs the same way in a sense. You can get away with very little windings on the peg, which in that sense it keeps your tuning way more stable. So that's my review on the Gibson Les Paul Faded Cherry High Performance model. If you want to know more about this guitar, stay tuned. More videos coming, and I will see you soon. Cheers.